Today we're talking about going to the Trek Roscoe. Now I'm gonna go either for the Roscoe 8 or the Roscoe 9. However, I'm gonna go for the Roscoe 9 just because I want the Fox 36. What they have, I think, is it the Fox 36 float, something like that. Fox 36 floats. They're 140mm forks. The Fox is going to be better than the RockShox was going to come on the bike. So the reason why I'm doing that is because of a few reasons. Now, at the front of the bike here, if I go for the Roscoe, the most important thing is about the Roscoe is it has, for the price, for the 7, 8 and 9 was got exactly the same frame. You got tapered at the front. Then you have 12mm through axle, 148mm. It takes SRAM transmission as it uses the, is it the universal hanger mount? Is it universal UH? It's a universal hanger mount we use. So basically you can use things like the SRAM transmission GX, the transmission X0, transmission XX, transmission XXSL. You can use these are the electronic ones. The mechanical ones, you got the transmission Eagle 70, transmission Eagle 90. What's the mechanical derailleurs that you can put on the back? Well, I'm going to be using the mechanical one, so I may go for the transmission Eagle, maybe 70 if not 90, depending on the price for the group set components. The reason why Roscoe is better as well, because all of them come with a 140mm fork. Not just that, you can also go to a maximum of 150mm. So because you can go 150mm, that means you got more options for forks at the front. So you can go for the RockShox Pikes. That's your trail fork that will go onto the Roscoe. You got the Lyric, and then you got the Zeb. So even that can go into it. And the reason why I like it as well, on the back here, Specialized made it where it's very hard for you to access the caliper when it comes to tightening it. Where Trek did it in a way where you got plenty of space to access your caliper easier to tighten it up when you need to do maintenance or change pads or whatever you need to do. Now if you look at the Roscoe 7 by Trek, that bike is going for 1,100 on a sale from 1,200. Now if you compare it to the Specialized Rockhopper Expert, what's the higher version to the comp, and you look what you're paying for, what can I say the difference between the two? Now obviously for a similar price range, like £100 difference, Trek, you got tapered, so you can really put any fork on the bike. You don't have to worry about converting nothing. You don't have to worry about putting Hope EC44 at the bottom with the ZS44 for it to be tapered, because EC means external cup. If you see EX, it also means external cup. So you don't have to do all this conversion stuff. With Hope and Chris King, they cut it to the right size it fits in, because on your head tube you have a groove here. If it's too long, if you're using things like Crane Creek, if you're using like Nuke Proof or anything like that, they make it a little bit longer where you have to cut off at least 3 to 4 millimeters and then recompress it back into your frame, and then you're good to go. Now that's why the Trek Roscoe 7, 8 and 9 is better, because you're already tapered. Put any forks you want, right? They'll come with 140, the maximum is 150. You're good. Now the back end of the bike is ready boost specification. So when I'm buying my components, right, I won't be buying things like, you won't be going for like a standard SRAM NX. You'll be going for SRAM NX boost or SRAM GX boost. You go for the boost specification version of this. You don't put the normal non-boost, you put boost. So at the front, it's going to be like this, where I have it at 110mm, 50mm for axle. The front wheel's boost already. Now at least the back, I got 12mm for axle, 148mm boost. Super boost is like for like the 157mm, like 150mm, like DH. They're the super boost things there. Now, one thing I also, that's one thing I like about the Trek, because you could do anything you want, because it's not redundant. Like, if you buy this bike at the Expert, they're gonna have forks like this, like the RockShop Recons. These are 100mm. 100mm forks is gonna be a bit kind of difficult. You have to look at, like, you have to go for like the DT Swiss one. I can't remember his name, but DT Swiss do have a 100mm fork. I did find it, but I can't remember its name. But they do have it. They got the whole suspension set, where they got the fork that goes with the back suspension, and they also got the dropper post. I can't remember the name, but I did see it though, where if you're on the Specialized chisel, you can literally get the front fork, the rear shock, and you can get the whole thing as you can put them in as free and buy them all together and just put them all on, and you're good to go. So this is the reason why the Specialized Rockhopper Sport has to go, because the problem with Specialized comparing to Trek will give you like better specs at a lower price. Because come on, they say if you spend £1,675, you're getting the Fox 36 floats on the front of your bike, and I think they're like the 140mm ones. Now think about that. So wouldn't I rather spend £575 more and know that I can get far better specs, like Fox forks, tapered and everything like that? So Trek is the way I'm going, because I don't feel that I want to be spending that ridiculous money on Specialized, right? Where I could go to Trek and spend that money, and they're giving you far better specs. It makes no sense. So that's why I'm moving over to Trek now, because Trek, like, there's companies that realize, why would you sell the people a bike was redundant? Why would you sell a bike with 135 and you can't get hardly no components for it? Now let me explain. So if you are gonna fix this bike up, you gotta go Hope Pro 5. Now those hubs ain't gonna be cheap. So you buy yourself a Hope Pro 5. You need the one that's 135. Then, depending if you're going with Shimano SLX, DOXT, XTR, like anything what uses microspline, you're gonna want to have microspline. If you're using anything where it's like SRAM GX X01, XX1, transmission GX, transmission X0, transmission XX, transmission XXSL, you're gonna need an XD drive. If you're going with normal Hyperglide, then you're going with things like the normal Shimano Dio, or if you're going with SRAM. Okay, when it comes to Dio, their ones are on 11 speed. I haven't found no 12 speeds, because 12 speeds are the one that supports the Hyperglide. Supports the microspline. So that's another issue. So if you're going to upgrade, the only biggest issue you're gonna have is if you can't get no cassettes, then you can't get the bike to run. So that's the reason why I don't find it good. If you're going SRAM SX, SRAM NX, Hyperglide, you still have a couple options to keep it running. However, if you want to now upgrade your group set to anything else, you can't really do that, because you can't put XD onto a Hyperglide or a microspline cassette onto the Hyperglide. So This is the limitation of the bike, why the reason why it has to go. It's a nice bike, it's a nice ride. I like it because it's the matte in white. I always wanted a bike in white. It just looks clean, looks fresh, right? The red bars, pink grips, with the blue lock rings I put on, blue pedals, like everything I put on. But the only issue is it's just the back end of the bike where it lets you down, because you could get away with, okay, I could do all these conversions and stuff, but you can't really do that into the back, because what Specialized needs to do is, with the new Rockhopper, unless they're gonna kill off the Rockhopper and make the Specialized Chisel their new entry level bike, because they already got rid of the Rockhopper, they already got rid of Pitch and what other bikes they got rid of. So they really need to upgrade this the same way they upgrade the Specialized Alley, because think about it, Specialized Alley had the same dropout like any other bike, but look at the Specialized Alley, because Specialized Alley is literally one of the best entry level road bikes that you can get on the market. So what did they do? They put a 12 move through axle through the back of that. They put through axles at the front. They put disc brakes on the bike. Look how they upgraded the bike. Cable that runs through the frame like how this does. So they literally upgraded the bike where you can say, you know what, I can always upgrade and modify the Specialized Alley, because they took it out of that redundant state and just gave it its features to keep it running for a long time. So what Specialized needs to do is say, you know what, we're selling a Specialized Rockhopper Expert with 135 vertical dropouts. That's the type of stuff that you can't be doing no more. That should be illegal to be doing stuff like that. So what they need to do, go back to the drawing board and say, you know what, we need to take a page out of Trek's book and really put a through axle on this. Even if it was like 142 mil through axle, I'm able to get wheels. Why? Because if I go into Bike Top or any website like Tread Cycles or anywhere like that, or any site there, I know I can get the 142s, put it on, run through axles, I'm good to go. Right? Am I right? I know I can keep the bike running. The problem is, how many companies you're going to find what's going to sell you the converters. Now, for example, let's say, for example, I locked the bike up, back wheel went stolen. Now, somehow I've managed to get the same wheel back, but I can't get the converters. I can't run the bike. Let's say somehow wheel gets stolen. Now, how am I going to get the bike running? So if I think about it in my head, where would I go to get my bike running? So the first things first is like, okay, wheel went missing, how do I fix up the bike? I've got to find something with 135 that goes on the bike. Now, the most expensive option is Industry 9. £1,000 for the wheel set. Am I going to spend £1,000 on the wheel set on a bike what's just the entry level? People's going to laugh at me. They go, well, why would you go Industry 9 on something like that? I'm gonna look very stupid, so I'm not gonna do that. So if I'm going things like, what am I gonna go? I don't know, do Chris Kings do 135s? I don't know that they still do, but even so, if they did, why am I gonna go Chris King 135 and put into a bike like this? Are you joking? I ain't gonna Chris King this. That's embarrassing. Hope Pro 5. Why don't I want to go Hope Pro 5 with this and then build up the whole entire bike? If I'm going Hope Pro 5 and gonna do all of that, then that's the next way of saying you might as well go SRAM GX and upgrade the whole group set from NX to GX. That means you've got to build a front wheel with Hope Pro 5, find better rims for front and back. Then I might as well go for the Hope. Is it the Hope Tech 4? Is it the X2? No, X2. Was it the X4? The X4 was the cross country brakes, front and back, right? I might as well literally upgrade the whole tire bike. I might as well get the Fox 32 suspension that I see on, is it J James cycles or Withstand cycles, one of the two. I can't, no, Marlin. I think it's Marlin cycles. They got the £750 fork down for £250. I might as well put those Fox 32 onto the bike and do all of that. But then if you add up the money, should I just go buy myself a Trek Roscoe 8 or 9? So I might as well go buy myself a Trek Roscoe 8 or 9. So the difference with Roscoe, the Roscoe 8, that's what comes with all the SRAM components like these, like NX and whatever. If I go for the 9, that's the one that comes with the Shimano components. So really and truly, this bike was really meant to be running on a Shimano, but it's only because of all that lockdown and stuff like that, components was hard to get. And because it was hard to get components, the only components that were available were SRAM NX. That's why the bike's just SRAM. Really and truly, the bike wasn't meant to be SRAM, it meant to be Shimano. I was meant to have the Shimano Dior gearing, where I got my 3 gears to go upwards, and I press the gears twice in to drop twice. So if I press the button, it's like click, again, click. So it does a double drop. So it goes ba-bam, ba-bam. So I like it. So it's like 1 to 3. So that's the reason why I'm moving away from Specialized, because until they put taper headset on the bike, until they put through axles at the back, I ain't doing it. Now I don't know why Specialized got rid of the fuse, because I know Specialized has been getting rid of loads of their bike family. Because you look at the Specialized bike family, they had a lot of bikes on there, but the reason why, that's what I was meant to mention. With the Roscoe, you could put the maximum of 29x 2.60 tires. Now, you see the Specialized fuse at the time. The Specialized fuse was just like the Trek Roscoe. But the difference with Roscoe, you can go up to 150mm forks. I think with that's the thing. I can't remember the travel with the fuse. I think it was like 100mm, between 100 and 120. It was one of the two, but you could put far much bigger forks onto the Roscoe. Now that bike, you could go 29x 2.6 tires. That bike had the specifications that like, I'm talking about the frame specs that I actually liked. But the Trek Roscoe is just the way to go now, man, because if I think about it carefully, anyone's looking to buy this bike, it's not really going to be worthwhile, because as far as I'm concerned and the way I see things, right, I don't feel that dealing with this is any worthwhile anymore, because this is all the headset area. This is what you got to do to get tapered forks onto your bike. The reason why I recommend Hope, because you see here, you see the split ring. That split ring, anytime you want to change to a new bike, that split ring will just come off. You put it onto a new fork and you're good. The problem with normal rings, once you compress that ring on, is a hell to get that ring off. That's why I always went with Hope. The split ring is one of the best features on the headset. I don't know if it's just a Hope copyright thing that you can't copy. I don't know. Never really checked that up, but I don't know why other manufacturers don't. Well, I haven't really checked other manufacturers, but as when I last checked, I don't know why no one didn't really do the split ring, because this is the best thing you can ever do on a bike, man. Easy to get on, easy to get off, sturdy, and it works. Now 100mm travel, nah man, can't do that, man. because even looking for forks is kind of difficult. I'm not even able to find rock shocks that easy. So that's why I don't really do it. So anything else like things like handlebars, stem, like brakes, gearing, like things at the front can go. The only thing you just gotta be aware of is just this back end, man. This is where it kills it, man. Because this 135 thing, it's no good, man. It's no good, man. It's no good. It's not good. It's not something you want to play with. And yeah. So let me check the time. Yeah, I gotta go. We get something to eat. And then once I do that, we're good to go. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is the bike. Riding it. Just in the Hackney Marshes. So weather's kind of dropping. That's why I wore a jumper. You gotta wear a jumper. So yeah. So that's it here. Tell me how you feel. Back again, Hackney Marshes. Had that last part of the summer. Once again. Coming near the end of July. Coming up to August soon. All you can do is enjoy it while we have the time left, yo. So peace out and have a good one. Kurana di Tatsumaki,